You are being watched.
Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I am Tim.
And I'm Claire.
And we're back for Person of Interest. Last time was Shadowbox, the one with the ex-military and the woman, and they were breaking into the bank, and Reese got caught by the FBI.
Oh crap! Yes.
Yep. So that happened.
What's going to happen from that?
What happens? I'm going to be honest here. I don't actually remember what happens to him.
That concerns me though.
I don't remember.
That concerns me. I feel like it's not as big a thing if you don't
Probably
remember it.
is. I don't remember all the... See, I've seen this before like multiple times, but I don't remember all the details. It's been a while. So.
But you know, like when something really big happens and it sticks in your memory. The fact that you've forgotten it, and I'm like,
He's like, oh, he's out. Yeah. Anyway, this is season 2, episode 11, 2 Pi R. 2 Pi R. I don't know if you say that another way, but anyway, this aired on the 3rd of January 2013. Directed by Richard J. Lewis and written by Dan Dietz. Or Dietz. Richard J. Lewis we've seen before. They actually directed the first episode of the season. There we go. 2 pi r, I believe, is how you work out the circumference of a circle. 2 pi and then radius. So, yeah, it's how you work out the circumference of a circle, the length of the outside. Yeah. Pretty sure. I haven't done maths in a long time. No. But there we go. What could you expect from this?
Pi r squared sounds like area to me when you need a circumference. Yeah, it is.
What is that?
It's a song I learned in school.
I've never heard of this. Okay.
Pi r squared sounds like area to me when you need a circumference. I can't remember what you used.
Jeez.
Pi r.
Okay. Anyway, what can you expect from this episode?
Maybe me find my sanity because
maybe it's been a hard fought
well, we're going to see what happens with Reese, aren't we? That is the main thing.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see. There we go.
How will sorry to butt in.
Every time.
I'm just wondering, how will Finch cope without having Reese?
Yeah, what will he do? Will he carry on?
Yeah.
Will he, what? Who knows?
Come back.
We've got like the opposite of what happened when Finch got taken away by Root. Maybe, he'll break in to the FBI headquarters and... Anyway, full reaction is in the description. You need your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back where we'll talk all about it. Once we're done with this episode, we'll be halfway through season 2. Ooh. There we go. Let's go.
Your number's up.
Who are you?
We'll find
you say that every time. That's the whole point of the show.
911. There's been an accident. I couldn't stop the train in time and I hit a kid.
Oh.
That was back in 2010 though.
Yeah.
2 years prior.
Yeah, surely they had his fingerprints and he had a drink when she first arrested him.
Yes.
Someone held in isolation is a matter of national security.
They're terrorists. More like investment bankers to me.
Yeah.
One of them is the most dangerous criminal I've ever pursued. I can only
shooting these.
You don't plan on asking them any questions.
Got the DNA evidence from New Rochelle. We got the blood from the burn car.
New Rochelle.
And thanks to you, fingerprints. He's ours.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to swap the evidence.
Ugh. Well, damn.
If Reese doesn't escape prison before, because we know what type of guy he is.
Yeah.
But if he escapes, they know his face.
Hmm?
If he escaped, they'd know his face. That how would he continue living?
Don't know. But how?
I know the federal government would be no match for you.
As I suspected, waiting for you to be found with a phone. We'll get you out of there.
I took too many risks. It's my fault. I'll handle it.
I made preparations for a scenario like this. In 72 hours, you will walk free.
What if another number comes up?
As I told you, they never stop coming.
Stop coming.
Yes, I can. I'll be in touch.
Reese is in prison where he belongs, and Professor
My name
Finch
is Mr. Swift.
Sorry, Swift.
Does things very swift.
Teacher.
Ms. Bentham received an all-expenses paid teaching seminar in Maui.
Ooh.
I see Miss Bentham's
I wonder
lesson plan
how that
they were
happened.
doing addition. That can't be right.
Your punishment. We're supposed to add all the numbers from 1 to 100.
Math is not
Why?
punishment. Carl Friedrich Gauss, faced with the same tedious problem that you are, figured a way around it. Mr. Phipps?
You lost me at Friedrich's.
I'll give you a hint.
Well. Oh, that was the shortest lesson
That
in
was.
history.
What's on that piece of paper?
Yeah.
Couple run-ins with the NYPD, nothing exceptional.
I'll say. Test scores squarely in the mid-range.
Average.
Spent my whole class doodling.
He did the equation, didn't he?
Hey, you still there?
I like the music.
Caleb had an older brother, Ryan. Killed 2 years ago in a subway accident. He was drunk.
There we go.
Slipped on the tracks and got clipped.
Ah.
Fail.
Hmm.
Do you think they're like in witness protection or something?
Oh. Did you see what they said?
Why do you like?
Never seem to stop
Adderall.
texting.
Oh, okay, it's just.
Get used to it. Gang fights, drug searches, and pregnancies. This kid could be into anything.
That was blue stuff.
You're really exaggerating about the drug problem.
Kids ain't what they used to be. Be careful in there, pal.
He's in prison. He's
It's a different type of prison.
Yeah.
Don't want you crossing some kind of line.
This
Aww.
already deleted them from the network, too. That line you're talking about, I crossed it a long time ago.
Damn.
The DNA sample. FBI keeps it in a secure lab here in New York. I know what to do. But I'm gonna need a couple things from you.
Jeez.
This is Principal Lawton.
She's really going over the
She is.
Yeah.
They're friends. They're like best buds.
I
now.
mean, yeah.
You'd do anything for your best friend.
I mean, he did save her life.
Yeah.
I guess she.
Swift. You tried to show Ms. Bentham's students how to get around one of her assignments?
Well, the assignment seemed.
Your job is to ensure that her students do the work that she prepared.
Wow. He's like, I'm sick of this.
Do you think schools would run better if they just got rid of the students and teachers?
Oh,
Perspective. Throw all this stuff online, I say. Let me teach my boxers. Run wild.
That almost happened a couple years ago.
Sounds a bit weird at the same time, though, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Oh my.
Caleb was the only witness.
His brother died right in front of him.
Yeah, but something's not
Oh,
right.
damn.
Looked at every incident.
Why would a policeman rescind a request for backup?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm waiting on the transcripts to find out why.
Weird.
Caleb's latest test score is exactly 50%. Statistically improbable, unless you try to get it. You see, Caleb knew the answer to every question.
Why would you want to hide the fact that you were James?
Aiden.
He's hiding, yeah.
Oh.
Why, indeed.
Did that say something?
It said waste of time. Somehow he's still got the right score.
He's gonna try and peek his
Couldn't help but notice this.
Now you're going through the garbage?
Wait, it's over already? They've only just walked in.
Hey, he's not quite that guy who does the.
He's gonna put the wrong number up to see if he gets corrected.
Pie. Can any of you tell me what it means?
Dinner time.
What is any of this good for, and when would we ever use it?
Kids are the worst, aren't they? Nice one. You got it.
It's just the beginning. Keeps on going forever without ever repeating. Which means that contained within this is every single other number. Your birth date, social security number, it's all in there somewhere. And if you convert these decimals into letters, you would have every word that ever existed in every possible combination. Your entire life story from beginning to end. Everything we ever
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is actually.
All of the world's infinite possibilities.
Do you know what? I still prefer
Now,
to
what
eat
you do
pie.
with that information,
Yeah.
what it's good for, that would be up to you.
Pretty good lesson.
Yeah.
It even has subscribe to WhatAreMovie in there.
What?
Mind if I come in and ask you a few questions?
She looks a bit
I'm running a
shifty.
little late.
You live alone?
With my son. We don't have a lot of room, so Caleb takes a couch.
Sneaky Fusco.
Like that is very obvious.
So you and your
I
son
mean,
seen anything suspicious
maybe.
lately? Any
A police officer putting cameras on my TV.
Domestic stuff mostly. And families have it rough, you know?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Met Caleb's mom. My guess is she's hitting the bottom.
No wonder Caleb doesn't care about his grades. Anything new on our two dealers?
Used to deal for a guy by the name of Lorenzo. Type of guy you don't want to cross. But now, know, they're working for some new up-and-comer.
Is there any
Narcotics hasn't been
drug
able to
dealers you want
identify.
to cross?
Keep your mouth shut, right, Chief?
Yeah. Next time you decide you want to deal E, do it in the locker room downstairs, Chief.
Damn. Well, damn.
Oh.
Unless you want to settle this in the principal's office.
Mr. Swift to the rescue.
Yeah.
I don't need your help.
Seems very kind of shut off, doesn't he? He doesn't want to talk. I mean, it is a random weird substitute teacher, so... What is it? Oh my.
Hacker used to refer to industrious coders. Then became misappropriated by those who pushed the boundaries so far, they ended up with jail time. Kevin Mitnick.
Mitnick was looking for flaws in the system. Now they're paying him millions for the same thing that got him locked up in the first place.
Happens a lot of the time, doesn't it? They hire hackers.
Notorious hacker of them all was the one that got away. Budding Internet, or ARPANET. This coder hacked into the system and laid its secrets bare.
Was that Finch?
That hacker made his mark without ever getting busted.
It's pretty impressive.
Whoever it was, that person's still out there.
Was that Finch?
Yeah, I'm checking on the boy Genius, not you, the other one.
He's been coding a massive program. What he's creating is groundbreaking. Can you do something for me?
He's like, what are you talking about?
I had a run-in with them today.
This is interesting, being at school instead. Like, yeah. And though Reese as well to help out.
No.
It's just different. Don't make it obvious, Fusco. He's running after him now.
Yeah, I was thinking it's really not.
I got the package you sent over. I need the right specs.
She out and about.
Yeah.
They will know what hit him.
She's out to pull.
She looking fancy.
How you doing?
I'm looking for something a little more specific.
So they just try to match the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's her bed, not
him. Well, like Fusco said, she's probably drinking a lot, and she looks it. Where is he going?
It's really sheepish when your school teacher's following you.
You kind of threw me at first, and all those questions about my background, my health.
I'm a practical girl. I like to know what I'm getting into.
Who is this?
Who? What, Carter?
Yeah.
Oh no, she drugs him.
So are we getting into anything tonight?
Well.
Oh, I didn't have that much to drink.
Jesus, what is she getting herself into?
Getting his DNA?
Yeah.
Open wide, big fella.
My God.
Who is this person?
Other guy pick up the cash.
Playing pass the parcel.
Whoever comes in for this cash is our guy. Where are you, anyway?
I'm looking at you.
Thought you were following the kid.
I am.
Well, damn. This just got interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned. Our mystery drug lord is Caleb.
Man. Caleb the drug lord. Did you see that coming?
No. But it just makes sense why he was like, why are you giving it to someone that's never had it before?
Protective of it, yeah.
Some of you have been paying attention.
Caleb, I expected better.
He really has a careless attitude.
Caleb just got a message. He's supposed to meet his supplier at 2 o'clock.
He's better than most dealers twice his age.
I'll be sure and tell him how impressed you are with his criminal aptitude.
The teacher has returned.
What is he doing?
Beckner just broke into Caleb's account. He's copying a file named 17621.
Wow, what's he stealing?
Who knows?
This is complicated. Like, it's just the.
I just went to school and did school.
Yeah.
I'm on my way somewhere.
You dropped this.
You really gotta stop going through the trash, Mr. Swift.
You know, I used to do a little coding myself. That's an elegant string you have. You do better to use atomic variables.
Wait, that works.
Yes, that's why I suggested it.
That's so good. That's
I wasn't just saying it for a joke, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you have your service weapon with you, Detective.
Yeah, I got you a machine gun, too.
Very funny, Detective. Let's try not to lose him.
Wait, do I get a gun?
No. We're in the UK.
Oh.
Whoa.
Ah. Well,
what you came for, right?
Why would he do something so stupid like dealing at a school in my neighborhood?
Well, damn.
That's Lorenzo, all right. What's the plan?
Crap. You pay back every dime you made, I'll let you leave town in time.
Relax.
All right, I'll rob a bank or something.
He's got a good point. Like, where's he gonna get?
You don't show tomorrow night, break a lot more than your legs.
Damn, Lorenzo's scary. He's got a cool voice. Wow. Caleb does have balls though. He's like really doesn't seem that phased. He's joking around.
Picking a fight with a drug dealer? A dumb move for a genius. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about the brother. Caleb initially reported that two youths got into a shoving match with Ryan.
But the officer canceled the backup call and filed an accident report instead. Why would Caleb change his story?
Maybe he knew the killers. Maybe he was thinking about taking care of himself.
He's plotting and planning.
What's Beckner
And
so
the
absorbed?
teacher's doing what he's doing.
That's Caleb's work.
I think you'll be impressed with what you see. Great, I'll see you there.
I like how we've got this multiple
Yeah.
like things going on. I imagine it's connected, but
So,
who knows?
What the hell was that?
The Library of Congress. 235 terabytes on one thumb drive? The internet's choking.
They're gonna need a new compression algorithm to continue growing.
And I've got... You were a medium talent at best. There is no way that Chris Beckner designed something this extraordinary.
Well.
Going to be a very large check.
Well, this is... what a scumbag teacher!
It is.
Stealing Caleb's work.
He's set up some kind of a trust and he's pouring all his money into it. Beckner just texted he wants to meet at 8.
At the same time, he's supposed to meet Lorenzo.
Quantum physics notwithstanding, he can't be in two places at once.
There's some way this kid's got a plan. Maybe skipping town's the best thing for him.
Time is ticking away fast for our friend in Rikers.
I know what to do.
Man, she really getting into this. Like, she was so good. Damn. What have they done to Carter?
They picked a good one though to help. To
Oh, hell yeah. She's good at her job. Damn. They had to do something more dramatic than just, like you said, getting him out of there. Or, yeah.
Sorry, honey.
Every night.
Better tomorrow. I promise.
Yeah.
You wanted to speak with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought, for some reason, I thought Simmons was going to turn up.
Flipped on the tracks and got clipped.
It was a rough one.
Because it was a kid, or because you didn't report the whole story?
Damn.
I know about the kids who pushed Ryan on the tracks.
And I made a lot of decisions I regret. It's not one of those times. When I asked him for descriptions of the other kids, changing it up.
There were no other kids.
Just two brothers drinking.
Yeah.
Bored.
So he killed his own brother.
Trying to go home. Dare each other to cross the tracks. You know.
Damn.
How many? One kid makes it, the other kid doesn't.
Damn. Ugh.
I don't know, got the better deal. Told him I'd leave all that out of the report. Write it up as an accident for him to keep it to himself.
Jeez.
Nothing was gonna bring his brother back.
Well, damn.
Some things you can't fix.
Do you expect that then?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Ugh.
I lost Caleb. Of the many things I'm equipped to do, pursuit would not be chief among them. I'll stake out Beckner at the high school. You keep an eye out for our aggrieved drug dealer.
Which one you reckon?
I feel like the drug dealer would be the most likely because that has the biggest repercussions.
Hunt that kid down.
Well, I don't think he's there.
You worry about the kid. I'll take care of Lorenzo.
He so dramatically went through that door there. Wow.
I left some papers on.
Stop it. I saw you break into Caleb's account and copy his files. Is that what you're willing to stoop to? Stealing the work of a student and passing it off as your own?
I'm not going to stand here and be accused of plagiarism. Why would I copy work off of a C-grade student?
Because Caleb is anything but average.
Finch has got some balls.
Approached me a few months ago. When I saw his code, I couldn't believe my eyes, so I decided to help him.
By cutting him out?
No. All he wanted was some money up front for this trip that he wants to take. He said he didn't even want any credit.
Why on earth would you agree to that?
I didn't.
Ugh.
Caleb gets all the credit. He offered me
Damn.
half if I put the other half in a trust that he set up for his mom. But I'm giving him the whole thing. All the money from 17621. 17621. That's the name he gave the program. He said it was some kind of dedication. Caleb was going to be the richest 18-year-old in the country. No.
He's gonna go jump in front of a train, isn't he?
No, he won't.
Damn! Oh my god! Man, story complicated. I'm really enjoying it though. Definitely thought that teacher was up to something.
Yeah.
Well, they made it seem that way, but yeah. He's like, "What are you doing here? Why'd you keep fighting me?"
What are you doing here?
Sorry.
You don't know. The thing about being reckless, taking chances, is that you make a lot of mistakes, cause a lot of grief.
You start lecturing me on mistakes. Stand up on my desk and clap for you.
No, your mistakes, like mine, are part of who you are now. You can move on from that. Believe me, I've made a sizable number. Sometimes your mistakes can surprise you. My biggest, for instance, brought me here at exactly this moment when you might need some help. 17 years, 6 months, and 21 days into your life. The age at which your brother died. The age you've chosen to end your life.
Damn.
Maybe you and I are connected. Two reckless people.
We're just gonna keep breaking things over and over. Why not save everyone the grief?
Jeez.
The thing about the world is that it doesn't have any extra pieces. It's like pie. It contains everything. You remove a single piece, no circle. Your mistakes are the reason why, when they say you can't change the world, you won't listen. The world is better off with both of us in it, Caleb, rather than the alternative.
Yeah, sure about that.
Yes, and your mom is better off with you in it. If you think money can replace you, you haven't seen the whole equation.
Damn.
Put it into like equation terms.
Yeah.
Would make it easier on everyone, and then learned otherwise.
Damn. Man. Finch was the perfect one for this talk. Man. Well.
There goes the train.
You don't need to shoot kneecaps and
Nope.
bring along a terrifying
No, you just need
dog
to
to save
talk.
the day.
Yeah, where is Bat?
He's back at the library. Damn. I've said damn about 5 times, I think. Because, man, it's just so, like...
Say it to me again, slowly.
None of the DNA we took from these 4 men matches any of the DNA in our... They're clean, sir.
They got to it. I don't know how those bastards got to it.
It must be so confusing for him.
Yeah.
Like,
Get me Carter.
she's treading on thin ice.
You really ought to be more careful with your code. Thanks. I grew up during the Cold War, and computer networks were just a gleam in the eye of the Department of Defense. ARPANET was the new frontier.
Oh.
Till a kid with a homemade computer turned the whole thing inside out. All I'm saying is, it's a new era now, and things are about to get really weird.
Gave me
Pick your friends
goosebumps.
wisely.
Things are about to get weird. Pie.
The first 3,000 digits.
Day.
My number's
Only.
in there somewhere. You're smart. You'll figure it out.
The hacker, one who got away? How'd you know he did that with a homemade computer? No one's ever mentioned that.
I must have heard it somewhere.
Told you it was him. Told ya. It's a Finch thing.
You just heard it somewhere. What do you mean?
DNA wasn't a match for whoever they're looking for.
It was weird, isn't it? Episode without really having
Yeah.
Reese doing his thing. But
Stop right there. These men have all been classified as unlawful combatants by the AUMF. Put them back.
well, damn.
Just the person I wanted to see. There's only one person that I know I can trust anymore. You. I've been chasing him from the beginning. I know you were a senior interrogator in Iraq. Come to put those military skills to use. I want you to interrogate every last one of these men and find out. Start with him.
Oh, he ain't gonna budge, is he?
Man.
Doesn't matter who.
His face. Ugh. She's rolling in deep now. Yeah. Lost Easter egg. In this episode, Finch refers to Mrs. Bentham as the teacher he is substituting for. In season 5 of Lost, John Locke uses the alias Jeremy Bentham and was also a substitute teacher in season 6. What the heck?
Just a little general trivia bob up.
Nice. I mean, some bad robots made by the same people.
Yeah.
So, that was pi r squared, 2 pi r, whatever you want to call it. What did you think of it?
It was a good episode. It's like you said, it was
Different.
weird because
Yeah.
it wasn't weird. It was a good episode. But
Things are about to get really weird. That's what Finch said.
yeah,
Yeah, it was just different, wasn't it? Because obviously
there was
Reese
no
is...
Reese shooting kneecaps and
No, it was mostly Finch doing his thing,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. I liked it.
and it was really interesting. It was a kid as well.
Yeah, we've had a couple of like, we had another
Yeah.
one that was like kind of on the run, hiding kind of the girl. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
Kind of, I did think as well while we was watching it. Is this the first one that the machines pulled out a number for suicide?
no, I guess he was in danger because of the gang.
Yeah, but the machine must have known he was going to commit suicide.
Maybe, but it probably wouldn't call out for that, right? It's when
I guess it's the drug thing as well. Yeah,
that is probably what called his number out
Yeah.
rather than anything else. Yeah, it knew about that, but
yeah,
that wasn't probably why the number got pulled up. Yeah, so but it started off with a call about a subway accident in 2010, and it
2
said
years
kid
prior.
being pushed,
Yes.
but then the story kind of changed and whatnot. But and then we cut to Reese getting put in prison.
Yes.
Yeah, and he gets put in a cell. It was at first they had the lineup of them, right? And
Taking DNA in bits.
what is how can I not remember the FBI guy's name now? Donnelly. I remembered that without seeing it, to be honest. Donnelly was like, I can hold these men for 72 hours.
Yeah.
I intend to do that. They're not going anywhere.
Don't have to question them. Just
Yeah, the DNA. We've got the
yeah.
fingerprints originally from when Carter
Yes.
arrested him. We got the New Rochelle
Yeah.
evidence and the blood on the car or something like that, right? The burnt out car. Yeah, so it'll match. It's all good. We don't have to do anything. We just wait. And that's when Reese gets put in a cell
And
and then finds a cell. A cell in the cell.
So it's like Inception.
Yeah.
And it's Finch.
Inception. You started
You
it.
need to know when to stop.
You started. What do you mean? That was good.
That's when Finch is on the other end saying, we've got this sorted. And
I
Reese is very much that, I messed up, this is my own
This is
fault.
my
like-
fault. This is what I deal with. I push it too far.
Yeah.
And Finch is like, I prepared for this. It's all good. But
Yeah.
within 72 hours, you'll be walking free. Don't worry about it. And that's pretty much all we got of Reese, really. We got a couple of little snippets of him, but he didn't really say much else. He didn't talk at all.
No.
So, other than that, at the beginning. So, yeah. Cut to Mr. Swift.
Swift. Yes, Finch is a supply teacher.
Yes, he's a supply teacher.
Trained very swiftly for the job.
You got to stop.
This mine made sense. I didn't make up a fucking word.
Language. God. Man. Yeah, he's covering for Mrs. Bentham, which we learnt probably at the end of the reaction you might have seen. It was an Easter egg to Lost,
Yes.
so it's pretty cool. She won a trip, an all expenses
To
paid
Maui.
trip. Yeah, oh, I wonder how that happened. It's so coincidental.
Yeah.
And then he speaks to class, and they're all kind of like
On their phones, not interested.
Yeah, not interested at all.
And then
And it looks like today's lesson is
addition.
that can't be right.
You
And
have
the
to
girl's
add
like,
all the numbers up from 0 to 100.
yeah, and she's like, it's punishment, like
It's like, don't
busy
use
work.
math as punishment.
No, math is not punishment. And then he says, I can't remember, but
I'll show you how to do it.
no, before that, I think he's like, he says like Mr. Phipps, like
Yeah.
what is this?
Oh,
He's like, I don't know.
He talks about math as a punishment because he talks about the 1800s or something, and then some person, and he goes on to a bit of a rant about it, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, basically, Phipps, like Caleb is like, I don't care.
Yeah,
it's like really unfair.
You lost me at the beginning.
Yeah, you lost me at this. Yeah.
He's like, well, I'll show you a quick way to work out this equation.
And then the bell rings.
Yeah.
Quickest class ever. Yeah. So this is our number, Caleb Phipps.
Yep, Caleb walks out the class and screws up some paper and throws it in the bin, doesn't he?
Yes, yeah. And he's basically worked it out.
Yeah.
So we can tell that he's a genius, really, and he's just hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Finch talking to Fusco, and
Yeah.
we learn that he had a brother, Ryan, who died.
Yeah, in the train accident.
Which we find out was the train accident, yes. He tries to pair his phone. Doesn't work. And then he pairs to like everyone else,
Yeah,
and there's
all
just
texting and-
messages and all that, and then there's drugs and
Yeah.
stuff going on. We see the drugs.
Yeah,
and
he takes the picture.
That's when he's like, who are these people? And Fusco's like, oh, they work for Lorenzo,
Yeah.
some big drug time guy. Yeah.
But they're working for someone new, undercover or
Yes,
something.
don't know who it is. So, yeah. This is when we get another lesson, though, in the computer lab.
Yes.
With Chris. I wrote it down. Becca?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, so we've got a little computer class, and this is
Yeah.
when he starts talking about how computers all got turned upside down.
Yeah.
The dawn of computers with ARPANET,
Yeah.
when some kid
Threw it all in there.
broke in and changed the whole
Yeah.
system and whatnot. Because they're talking about hackers, and hackers used to be people who... It's just a word for like people who could work computer systems, basically. But it's kind of turned into a thing where they pushed it too far.
Yeah, and then they were talking about someone that had gone to prison, and then Caleb was like, yeah, but then now he's working for these people.
Yeah, and getting paid to do what
Yeah.
he done. So, and then they start talking about the guy who changed with the ARPANET and how,
Yeah.
like, well, he never got caught.
Yeah, there's some that have he's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, who knows what he's doing?
Yeah.
But there you go. Yeah. Then, we work out that Caleb was the only witness to, I don't know when, but I just wrote that down. He was the only witness to what happened. They
Yeah.
reckon, like, there was two people that pushed him.
Yes.
But then they kept, the
But they
story
don't know
kept
who it is,
changing,
yeah.
the backup call was cancelled, all this. So, this is when we learn about the namesake of the episode. Pi.
Yes. Oh, yes, because we're on the second lesson.
Yep.
And he's talking about pi, a circle, and they're very uninterested. And he's like, can someone talk to me about
Well,
pi?
the girl's like, I've got a question. Why would we ever need this ever
Yeah.
in life? What is the point?
And
And then Finch is like, Uno reverse. This is why.
Yeah.
I know why.
Goes on to a big
Yeah.
spiel about how long pi is, that it's an infinite number, it goes on forever, all the number sequences are within
I really
pi,
like this.
and if you change the letters, the numbers in pi to letters, it will have every word in the English and all other languages within pi, and it'll just go on forever.
To stop, you're really fast there. But it'll have every, like, string of words as well. Your first name's Crush, you'll have your story,
social security number, your date
your
of birth,
phone number, everything is in there. Your whole story is like there, which is a crazy thought to think. Is it? Like, if it's an infinite number that just keeps going and never repeats. Pi is such a strange thing, isn't it?
Yes.
So weird. How
How
it
can
got
there
this...
be so many numbers?
Yeah. It contains every number inside of it as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, but really...
Who has sat there through it and checked that it doesn't repeat?
No one, but they keep discovering new digits for it, don't they?
How?
I guess all you do is you do the equation, right? Add an extra
Yeah.
digit on, and does the equation still work? But then you're up to like how many million digits or whatever they're up. I don't know how far they're up to in pi. I don't know. I don't know. Do they
I don't
keep
know how
still
it
adding
works.
numbers? I don't really know.
I just make coffee.
Yeah. You don't make pie, so you don't know.
No, not pies.
But really interesting. I really like this
Yeah.
whole this episode and that part.
It's
always
very on Finch's mindset. I feel like
Yeah.
we get a lot of Reese and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
Reese
That's
works
what it
the
works.
combat, the
Well, it works as well.
tracking and
It works as well with the whole computer part and him making this computer
Yeah.
algorithm.
yeah.
which
But this
we
is
don't
more
learn out
on
yet.
Finch's mindset.
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
one and
But
his interests and
Yeah, but out of all the episodes, this part and this story about Pi and stuff, and this episode just stands out to me. It's quite surprising because I remember reading, I think I read a couple of reviews for this, and some people were like, oh, it's a terrible episode, awful. I was like, what? I remember liking this episode, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
You really learn more about...
Someone's complaint, though, was the joke I made about how short the lessons were. It's like, really? Only the first lesson that had the bell. The others could have carried on. We just didn't see it. But that's a weird complaint.
What I was going to say is, like, it was a really interesting episode where you kind of really see inside the mind of Finch.
Yeah, which is good.
Like, we know Finch is intelligent. We know, like, he's created
We're getting
this machine.
more of it,
but the
though.
fact that he can just whittle down that many numbers of pi as well, and like, and he's just spouting this knowledge which you don't get from Reese when he's on the field.
It's different.
Like,
yeah.
If Reese was in that situation, I don't think Reese could pull off being a substitute teacher of maths, you know.
No, they would have had to approach it differently.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be the janitor or something.
Yeah.
Nothing on Reese's intelligence,
No.
but it's different. I mean, he could have been
But
a
because
substitute
of-
teacher, but it
Yeah.
just would have gone differently.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
because of Finch's level of intellect and everything,
Yeah.
he can so easily just fit into that. He could have even probably been the science computer. He could have been any teacher because he just knows everything.
Yeah. Jeez, you're very passionate and loud. What's going on? Damn. But yeah, no, it works out. It works out very well for the story that Reese is not available and Finch has to do it. We see Fusco go around to Caleb's mum's house. Well, Caleb's house.
Because there's been burglaries.
Just talking to her. Yeah, I'm carried on. It kind of looks like she's a bit shaky. She's been drinking.
Yeah.
But he plants a camera.
Very obvious.
I mean, they didn't see it, so... I mean, she's always drunk. Where's she going to notice it? No. This is when we get another scene of Caleb bumping into the drug dealing guys.
Yes.
And the guy's like, oh, you're not going to mention anything, are you?
Chief.
Yeah, he's like, no. Yeah, sure, nothing. He's like, but if you're going to do this to a kid who's
Clearly
never done
doesn't
it,
know what.
Yeah, do it in the locker room downstairs. And then he like pushes, and then they fight, and then Mr.
Finch.
Swift is like, whoosh, swiftly.
That's enough of that.
Is that his voice?
No.
It's nothing like him. Yeah, and they break it up, and then Caleb's kind of like, "Get away from me, leave me alone. Why are you fighting my battles for me?" You know?
Yep.
And then he finds.
There's a scene. Sorry to butt into your scene. There was a scene a bit earlier before this.
Okay.
I think it's before the second lesson that Reese is not in this episode. Well, he is, but not. Finch shows Caleb the equation and was like, you did know how to do, like, and then Caleb's just like, oh, Mr. Swift, you shouldn't be going through the rubbish.
Yeah, that's probably
really, because,
before the pi lesson. It's as he's coming into the pi lesson.
Because sorry, it just reminded me because he drops another piece of paper here which has the code on.
Yeah.
And then when Reese highlights it to him that, oh, I found this bit of code, he's like, oh, for God's sake. When Finch gives it to Caleb, he's like, oh, you're going through the rubbish again.
Bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen yet, but he finds another sheet. But yeah, you're right, he found the other one. But yeah, so...
Because that's when he also looks into... Because thing is, when they're looking into Caleb, he's an average grade student.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
he got 50% on a test.
And then Finch looked into it and he was like, yeah, but the possibility of getting 50% is so slim. Like, no, he knew. And then he was looking at the test.
It happens in Spider-Verse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, you're going to have to fail me. It's like, the only way you knew the wrong answers is you knew the right ones.
Yeah.
You clearly...
Like, he answered every other question, which gave him 50%. And then also one of them, like, he really twisted the paper.
Out, waste of time. Or something. Yeah. I guess it wasn't the same 50% test, but there you go. Yeah, so it's clear he's a genius.
Yeah.
Well, he's clear he's a smart guy, so... Yeah. But there we go. We also got a scene, I don't know if I wrote this down, but we got a scene of the like head teacher or whatever, the principal.
Yes, that's when Finch meets...
Yeah, so talking to him, saying like, oh, you're here to... I heard you try to...
cheat the lesson?
Yeah, tell them how to do the lesson, and he's like, well, no, I was just trying to... She's like, you're here...
You're a substitute, you need to follow her lesson plan.
It's her job to teach, you're just here to like follow the plan. But that's when he meets the computer lab guy, Chris. He's like, I don't mind her, she'd think it would work better without teachers
and students.
Yeah. and he wants to teach it his underwear.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets him up as a nice kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like throws you off when he's shown to be stealing, and then you're like, oh, this guy sucks. And then it turns out, actually, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Which I completely forgot. So there you go.
We also, in between this bit somewhere weird, we also have that little scene with Carter.
Yeah.
Where she's getting all dressed up and she's like, I need more information, and then she's given like all the information for this guy, and she's got herself all pretty, isn't she, to go to the bar. That's
Why
at some
have you jumped
point.
to that?
That's at some point.
That is next, but
yeah, thanks very much.
it isn't technically, because actually the hacker lesson with the computer lab guy was now.
Oh.
So when I wrote Chris Becker, or whatever his name is, that was that scene I just spoke about of him meeting him. And now we get the hacker. It doesn't matter the order, really. We always do this. We go through the order of the episode. Like, I don't know. If someone watches a full reaction and then comes to the discussion, it's like, yeah, you're just describing it. But I like to think that we're thorough and we talk about what we like and don't like, and as we go. So, but Carter goes out clubbing.
It was really cool to see Carter like undercut. Like we saw a different side of Carter.
Yeah, she doesn't look.
She is.
She don't look like a normal detective like clothes.
Got the potential.
Potential for what?
Be a sneaky little
Carter
thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get told off for swearing again.
Yeah. But she's basically out clubbing. Finch sent over details of like, what the hell? What?
No, sorry.
Give me a chance to say it. Talk.
I know. I was just laughing because of when she gets details, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Then she walks into the bar.
Yeah, I haven't got that
I
far
know,
yet.
but I was
Jesus.
laughing because I was thinking about it. And she walks into the bar and there's some guys like, oh damn. And then she walks up to the bar and then she orders her drink, doesn't she? And then the guy next to her's like, oh, I'll get that one for her. And she's like, actually, I'm looking for something a bit
more specific. But it doesn't make sense unless Finch sent over details of a guy with like specific like genetic stuff, I guess, or like height and age and hair color and all that. So that's why she's looking for the other guy. Yeah.
I didn't quite see what all that said. Now I get it as well. Because then, I don't know if we ever seen in between, but I'm just going to carry it on. Because then we see her look in the distance and she's like, oh. And then we obviously know that she's going to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
And then they walk out the...
walk out the club.
And then he's like, oh, I'll give you a lift home. And she's like, oh, thanks. She's really, like, giddy, girlish.
Yeah, she's
like,
playing it
oh
up,
my
for
God.
sure. I like how he was like, I didn't know when we first started talking if you were hitting on me or if we were flirting or if we were doing my first medical examination.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. That's what I didn't see all the bits that were noted down, but then that makes more sense that...
Yeah, that's the point.
When she was getting in the car and he was like, because you were asking, like, my health, like...
Yeah.
She went into details and she's like, I just want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah. And then, I can't remember the exact wording, but she puts a glove on and he's like,
Yeah.
He's like, really, she must have drugged
We
him.
noticed when he's getting in the car, he's a bit like, whoa.
Oh, got him very drunk. I guess she drugged him, but... Man, Carter is going... What do you think of Carter, like, going off the rails a bit?
Stealing people's DNA.
So there was a scene of her meeting Finch and saying how you don't have to do anything else. I've got it under control.
Yeah, I don't want you to cross the line.
But then she's like, I've already crossed that line.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool to see this side of... Because it is kind of like... Carter is very similar to Reese. When you think about it.
In a little way, yeah.
In a little way. But
not
she...
exactly.
Because she was in Afghanistan.
Or Iraq. One of the two. I think it was Afghanistan, but...
like she... Which I feel like is where Reese started as well, didn't it? Like, they have that military base. However... Reese took the path of going into the
they've taken very
CIA.
They've taken very separate paths, but they kind of got similar background.
But they've got the same root of
background.
Root of their background is very similar.
You can't say root. Don't.
So it's quite interesting. Like, so this is why she's like, oh, I've got this. Like, and it's really interesting.
But I just find it weird because, like, from the beginning, she's been she's good at her job. She's very clean. She's very like. So what do you think of her taking the darker route and crossing that line?
I think to begin with and stuff...
It's a bit of a weird line.
But I think, like, because she's worked with them for so long now, like, this has been ages now, like...
Yeah.
We're only in season 2, but they're long seasons.
Yeah.
That, like, I think she truly now understands what they're doing is for
right,
good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, once she's learned what they're doing and what they're doing it for and...
And she's seen all the people they're helping and stuff. And she understands why the government can't know. Like, she's fully understanding and she's willing to...
She still don't know all the details.
It's so hard, isn't it? Because when you know you're doing something for the good, but it's also bad.
Yeah. That's what crossing the line's about. Yeah. So,
but whose authority is saying it's bad? Because it's like, I'm saving this person's life.
Yeah.
Why are you going to arrest me for saving someone's life? Because you've broken the law. But
then
I've
there's
saved their life.
There's the whole argument though of like, it's the, I don't know if you've ever seen it, is Minority Report. No? So Minority Report is Tom Cruise film. And it's all about they're called precogs, but basically they can see crimes that are committed, and they can see you committing a crime, so you get arrested before even committing the crime. So that is kind of the similar.
What if you change your mind?
Yeah, so that's the argument about it, right? That's the whole thing with this, though. It's just a machine seeing what's going to happen, but it's very good at it, and it knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the argument is, what if I don't do that? What if I change my mind? What if something else happens?
Yeah.
What if, how can you arrest me for something I haven't done yet?
Yeah.
Or stop me, do you know? But this is a bit different. They're trying to stop it from happening.
Yeah.
Rather than, well, it says you're going to do a bad thing, we're going to arrest you. But they don't know if they're bad or good.
Yeah. They kind of witness it playing out to a point where it's obvious the thing was going to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like that film is before it even...
Yeah, exactly. That's
before
the whole
intention starts.
Yeah. It's a good film. I'm surprised you've never seen it. We should watch it. But, I like it a lot. It's interesting. But, yeah, so it's slightly different, obviously, with this. But, again, like you said, the reason I brought that up is, like... is what they're doing right? They're kind of working... Like... well, they're doing wrong stuff as well. Like, shooting kneecaps and hacking into things and stuff. But it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
So, you know. But I remember you saying as well, when the first season was Carter chasing the man in the suit, basically.
Yeah.
And then when she found out, you were a bit like, I don't know about this. But I like the change of, like chemistry between them all, and the change of, like, character. It's building on their characters and...
Yeah, now you said that, I'm like, Fusco was the first one to know, wasn't he? And he was quite in on it early on.
Yeah.
And like, we were really rooting for Fusco. Like, he's dirty cop turned good, like, he's got this.
Yeah.
And like, we were kind of like shitting on Carter because she was trying to find him, like, please don't, you're going to ruin this.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I don't really care about Fusco.
Oh, what?
Like,
I love Fusco.
He's
great.
a good guy.
You don't care about him at all?
A little bit.
Why not? He helped a lot in this episode.
I think he's just that guy that's just picks up the little bits. You can't trust him.
I think it's funny.
Can't trust him with too much because he's a bit clumsy.
I think that's the funny thing, because we had that episode where, like, they were both kind of jealous of what assignments they were getting.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But now I'm like rooting for Carter. Like, I love Carter.
Carter's great, absolutely great character. I think Fusco's a great character as well, and he has
just
that.
More quiet,
but he has the interesting.
Clumsy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he has the interesting twist of he's now in HR and what could happen with that.
Yeah.
We've not got any more of that, so who knows? We didn't get any more of. Like last episode, we got all the Quinn and the HR stuff.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but we had Beecher meeting Quinn and all that.
And Carter's new lover.
Yeah, Beecher.
Oh.
That's what I said. Yeah, we need to watch more often. But yeah, we've gone really off track for the episode. But I think it's interesting how it's changed up the dynamic of the show, and I like that about this show. And like as we're getting to this point of it as well, we're getting more of that stuff with the HR, with the Elias, the Root, and Carter, and now Donnelly as well.
Yeah.
We've still got Agent Snow somewhere doing whatever. So yeah, it's interesting. I like it. I love this show. Clearly, I'm wearing the shirt, so I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. Anyway, Caleb sneaks out. So basically, like, his mum keeps falling asleep drunk, but he sneaks out. And this is where Fusco has followed the money trail. So they gave it to a homeless guy who's given it here.
Yeah, he's followed the drug dealers at school.
Yeah, but they dropped it off in this, like...
homeless place, who then dropped it off as a
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Place
but then
Finch
is following Caleb.
Yeah.
And then I like how Fusco's like, where are you? He's
looking
like,
at you?
Looking at you? And they're both like,
so why are you
I thought you were supposed to be following Caleb. He's like,
I am. And
I
then
am.
I see Caleb walking.
I like his little head movements.
And then he opens up an envelope and you see all the money that you're like, well, he's our
the
drug
drug
lord.
What the hell is going on? So what did you think at this point?
So now I was a bit like, oh my god, this is a...
Taking a turn. See, again, I remember this episode clearly, but I didn't remember the drug part. And then when he turned out to be the guy, the drug lord or whatever, fake drug lord, I guess, I was like, oh, wait, is he bad? I don't remember this. Surely he's not.
But yeah, they then follow him to go...
Yeah, we don't quite follow him yet.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no. But we cut to... yeah, that's when they find out about him. But we now see Caleb's work, and it's called 17621.
Yeah. Is he in the class, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I don't... this might be the part where we see him stealing it?
Yeah, it is, because they do the class, and Finch is watching what he's doing, and he's like, this code is amazing, like this kid, and yeah. I don't know why I stopped then.
Yeah, why did you just stop? I don't understand.
And then did the class just finish? And then Finch was still talking to Fuscar on the phone, and then he's like, wait, what's Becca doing? Because then Becca goes onto the PC that Caleb was on, and
he's stealing his work.
Stealing, thumbnail.
Yeah, yeah. He's hacked into Caleb's account, and he's stealing his stuff. Yeah. I wrote now. Finch returns the notes.
Yeah.
To Caleb. He's like, this is getting really weird, going through trash and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like,
he says something about using a different type of code, doesn't
yeah,
he?
so he says, like, you got a nice string there, like, it's good work, but I feel like it'd be better to use atomic variables. And he's like,
okay.
Well, no,
wait, that'll work.
That will work. He's like, I know, that's why I suggested it. He's like, thanks. It kind of, that's when they so obviously there's been a lot of pushback with Caleb. He doesn't want to open up or like, because obviously there's a weird substitute teacher just doing this stuff. But then with that, it's kind of like
he might know what he's talking about.
Yeah, so yeah, we get the Lorenzo meet up now.
Yeah.
So he goes to meet his person
like
to
a
get
text, isn't he? Oh yes, that's what happens. Sorry. While they're in the class, he gets a message on the PC that says about meeting up. Yeah. Because then it...
Re-up.
Yeah.
Due or whatever or something. It's like 2 p.m. So then he goes to meet
I knew there was something else that happened in that class, and I was like...
Yeah. Well, he gets test scores as well, and the teacher's like, I expected better. Because even the teacher knows. Because now you know the teacher knows he's smart.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah. But yeah, so they follow him... Finch gets
basically the guys
to follow to pick up his
basically
drugs.
the guy's meeting up with has been knocked out, and Lorenzo's there, who's the big drug guy.
He's then threatening him.
So you're selling to kids in school in my hood, and like...
Yeah, you need to sell enough to make the money that you've taken. Yeah,
I heard you're taking a trip, which isn't a trip. He's not going on a trip, that's not the plan.
Yeah.
But... you need to get that money and bring it back, or I'll break your legs, basically. Yeah, he's like, where'd you expect me to get that? He's like, well, I'm going to break your legs. I'll break more than your legs. Yeah. This is where we get a cool line from Fuscar at one point. He says he's like a dumb man for a genius. Because he's like getting involved in all those drugs and stuff. Yeah. But this is where... Finch follows Becca because he's having a meeting. We got the phone call with him going. Yeah. I think this is when we find out about him stealing the stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. Because then he goes and shows his friend from college or whatever.
Like, just plug it in and see what it is.
It's like, what is this? And it's like a terabyte of storage.
No, it's like 6 or something terabytes or something.
On a little
thumbstick. Which isn't that crazy anymore. I think they have actually made a thumbstick with a terabyte of data now, which is insane.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really I think you could probably purchase them, but yeah. But 6 terabytes at that time is insane. Yeah. And then we find out it is a compression algorithm. Yes. So they're talking about like the internet and streaming and everyone's struggling with storage and stuff. Yeah. So this is revolutionary. Everything. It's going to change everything.
Guy's like, this isn't your work.
I knew you back in high school or college or whatever.
He's like, well, I'm peaking later in life.
Yeah, unlike all the people at college, I'm peaking now,
Yeah. And the guy's like, does anyone else know about this? Anything? And he's like, no.
You're going to get a big check for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But what did you think at this point? Like, well, obviously we think, he stole it.
Yeah, it's like, what a really little
jerk. And I don't remember the bit at the end, so I was like, he's a jerk. I hate him. But yeah. Carter sneaks in and swaps out the. She's really in it now.
She's like MI5.
She's changing cameras. She's like breaking in, swapping the DNA. Man.
Yeah, like it never happened.
Yeah, there we go. And this is when we find out Fusco meets with the traffic officer or whatever he was.
Yes. He asked him to come down.
Yeah.
The person that found the thing.
And this is where Fusco's been really hard on him. Like, why did you cover it up? I know about the two guys up there. I know this.
Why did you cover it? And he's like, well, actually.
This is how I started. I was hard on Caleb when it happened, but then I found out.
Yeah.
So they were daring each other. They were drunk. They were daring each other to cross the lines.
Yeah, how many times could they cross the line before the next train?
And Ryan was not going to lose to his little brother. And he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he promised to keep it secret because some things don't need to be out there. It was an accident. It wasn't like.
And he'll never get over losing.
But Caleb blames himself. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. There we go. So there's two meetings going on at 8 p.m. The drug one.
Yep.
And the teacher.
The Beckett one, yeah.
Which makes sense. There's a meeting between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't turn up to either.
Yeah.
Finch gets there and he meets up with Becca.
And Becca's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
I can ask you the same question.
I know what you're doing. You're stealing his code. You're an evildoer.
Yeah, that's when Becca lets him know it is his code and he wanted me to give it to someone and put all the money into a grant trust fund for his mum.
Put half for that and half for me, but I'm going to give it all to him. It's all his. He's genius.
He's got the documents to prove it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, wait.
And it's called 17621, and then that's when Finch is like,
wait a second.
So Finch goes to the subway, where Caleb is.
Sat there.
Yep, ready.
It's a very long conversation with them, don't we?
It's really good. You made that sound bad.
No, it's a very long conversation about pie and
about how
universe and
how we're all pieces of this world, and without us, it's not going to be better off.
If you take something out of pie, it doesn't make sense. So.
Yeah, it's really good. Finch is the one for this. Like I said, it can't always be Reese taking. Yeah. We've had Reese doing the talks with people before, though. Like, remember really early on with the nurse when so Reese can do the talks, but Finch was the perfect one for this because they have the connection to computer knowledge and the
intelligent.
Yeah, exactly. So
not that Reese isn't intelligent.
No, exactly, but yeah, he basically 17,621 is his age. 17 years, 6 months, 21 days.
Which is the same age his brother was when he died.
So he's going to take his own life
and leave the money to his mum.
Yeah, like money won't make things better for your mum. So. But the train goes past and he's saved him, basically. Yeah. There we go. We get a scene of Reese. I don't know if this is... It's not last, I don't think. But... it might be. But Reese basically is getting let out.
Yeah.
Because the DNA matches none of them. And Donnelly's like... His face, he's so, sour.
Get over it.
No, but... If that's his job, of course he's going to be annoyed about it.
Why can't he believe that none of them are, is it?
Because of the whole phone thing, right? He had to be there. Bit. He had to be there. He's like, someone got to it. So,
it's all too neat.
I need to talk to Carter.
And now they're being... He's like, put them back in the cells because they're now...
Threat to national security or something. I don't know. It's something. But
Carter's like, wait a second.
And he's like, oh, just the person I wanted to talk to. Did you think it was going to be something bad? It made it seem like it. I feel.
We had a little scene prior to this where it was like none of the DNA matched. And was,
that's what I'm saying.
Get me Carter.
Yeah, we spoke about. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Yeah, I literally just said it. You're a little one. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. So it makes it seem like he's after her, and you're like, maybe he's figured something out. Maybe he's got, But no, he's like, you're the only one I trust. Please help it.
Just me and you.
Reese,
because of your your past work in
interrogation background.
I want you to interrogate them all.
Start with him, Reese. I like how Reese...
I look forward... I really hope that interrogation is a part of an episode.
Well,
I think it would be really funny to watch.
Yeah.
It'd be really awkward and
Yeah, interesting, right? Yeah. How's she going to go about it? Will she try covering these tracks? Will she try... Who knows? Yeah, it's really interesting. And like I said, Reese, no talking at all. He's just stoic. Is that the right word? Looking very...
Don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's the right word. But yeah. The other scene we get is with Finch catching up with Caleb.
Yep.
And he gives him the first 300 digits of pi. Somewhere in there's my number. You'll figure it out.
3,000?
It's like 3,300.
Yeah.
It must be 3,000, I think. But yeah.
And he's like, just remember that kid that on a home-built computer
changed ARPANET with ARPANET. Changed
Yeah.
it. I grew up in the Cold War, he said. It was
Yeah.
different. ARPANET was there until it all changed, and the
And
kid
that
on the
kid-
homemade computer.
And he's like,
He's like, things are about to get really weird.
he's like, how do you know it was a homemade computer? I've never seen
Everywhere I've
anything.
read, it never mentioned
Yeah,
it. It's
he's
like,
like, oh, I must have
I've
heard
just
it
heard it somewhere.
And then it's just like,
He heard it from somewhere.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does make sense. The kid that hacked into the RPET, the homemade PC, went on to create a whole computer that watches everyone's waking second. Like, makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I like
Seems
how...
like a progression of
yeah.
skill.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think he just heard it somewhere. But I like the scene of him talking to Caleb at the subway station because he talks about mistakes and how they've made him who he is.
Yeah,
And he
but
looks
he
up at the
regrets
camera and... Yeah. But they all lead you to where you need
Because
to
he said
be.
about leaving someone behind, you think is the best option, but it isn't. I know from past experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like that's to do with
Yeah.
that one episode where Reese ends up at his wife.
Why would it be Reese? Why wouldn't it be Finch related? Who has he left?
Excuse me.
Okay, go on.
Let me finish. When Reese ends up at the house and she's still got the picture of Finch,
yeah.
like she's still in love and she misses
Oh,
him
yeah,
every day.
100%,
And I feel
but-
like we got a bit
Yeah.
of that I don't think Finch realised that, because Finch hasn't been in her house. He
No,
watches,
well, who
he
knows?
watches her sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think that hit Finch as well because
Yeah,
Reese
yeah.
saw the picture was still there and she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it was my husband. He died." Like,
See,
she was...
you threw me off because when you said Reese, I thought you were talking about Reese leaving her at the airport.
No,
And
I was
like,
talking
"What?"
about Finch.
Then why didn't you start with Reese? It's confusing me.
Because I said,
I know.
I said Finch to begin with.
I got confused.
But then I said when Reese
I
went
get
to...
you. I get you.
You just didn't let me finish. If you let me finish, it
But-
makes sense.
Yeah, I know, but we've had multiple episodes with her now, which is why I was a bit like, oh, we've had the treasure
that's-
hunt on his her birthday. We had the meeting her
But that's
in the
the
park.
only real scene that we've had with her once he was gone, though.
Yes, yeah, that's the
That's
only.
what I mean.
Apart from we saw him watching her.
Yeah.
In another episode coming out of the house, right?
But that was clearly showing that she's not over the fact that he's gone.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
So there we go. But I like, there was a lot to that conversation. It's really cool. We got some more how Finch feels about things and the world and himself, I guess. Yeah. But there we go. That was 2 pi r squared, whatever you want to. Well, it's written as 2 pi r. So there we go. We're halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
We've only got 11 more to go. I'm pretty sure there's 22 in this one, right? It's 23, 22, 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. I don't think that was going slow enough for you to see anything incriminating. But there we go. We will be back next cycle for Person of Interest. Be 5 episodes time. And then another episode. We're getting through it slowly but surely. Only 3.5 more seasons to go.
Yeah.
Season 5 is the shortest though. It's like 15, I think. Something like that. 13, 15?
Yeah.
It's one of those cases of like, they're like, oh, well, we're ending the show, but you can have one more season
Yeah.
to finish it off. They did the same with Fringe as well.
Yeah.
They do it with a lot of shows. I like that they give them the chance to finish. It's cool. Unlike another certain streaming site, Netflix, who like to be like, nah, we're done.
Yeah.
There's a plot twist, but there's a cliffhanger, we're done. I say that though, there was another show made by Bear Robot, Alcatraz, which they just cancelled after 1 season and didn't give any the only answer was a tweet.
A Twitter.
I was going to say Twitter post, but a tweet. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling.
Yeah.
We'll be back for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia next on the channel. Season 8. We're continuing. It's a lot of fun. But thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.